the invisible lines of the Earth, lines of longitude and latitude. How is it possible to find the exact location of a place on Earth? Latitude and longitude. Invisible lines of latitude and longitude form a grid over the Earth. These lines help to create a coordinate to locate a place accurately. So take a look at both of the red arrows. They point to very specific lines. The one on the left is the line of longitude, and the one on the right is the line of latitude. I try and remember the difference in the names by the word lat for latitude being rhyming with the word flat. So any line that is flat lies horizontally. So lines of latitude are flatitude. And lines of longitude are long. A person is long from head to toe. So if you try and remember the word longitude is using the word long, and you look at people who are really tall, their bodies are long, and that's the way we learn the word longitude. So let's take a look at latitude. Remember, latitude is flatitude. All the lines are flat across, and they're all parallel to each other. You can see that all of the lines that are drawn on that globe are exactly the same distance apart from each other. Take a look at the equator line, and you'll see that the line that goes through the word equator on either side is labeled 0 degrees. And then you'll notice as you go up a line, it's 10 degrees, and down a line, it's 10 degrees. Then it goes up another line, 20, and then 30, and then 40, all the way up to 90. It goes the same at the bottom. So you look at the equator, which is at 0, and then it goes at each line that's represented on this particular picture goes up in 10 degrees all the way up to 90. Let's read on the left. Lines of latitude, also known as parallels, circle the Earth from east to west. These invisible lines are all the same distance apart. One line to the next is known as 1 degree. Now, you'll take a look at the picture and you'll notice that each of those lines are 10 degrees apart. But that's just because the picture's too small. If we had to draw all of the lines in, there would be each one at each degree. Okay, let's keep reading. As you can see from the diagram, the equator lies at 0 degrees. The North Pole is at 90 degrees, north, obviously, and the South Pole is at 90 degrees south. The equator is an important line of latitude. It is an imaginary line halfway between the North and the South Poles. Countries near to the equator are very hot, as this is the Earth's closest point to the Sun. Other important lines of latitude. The Tropic of Cancer lies at 23.5 degrees north, and the Tropic of Capricorn lies at 23.5 degrees south of the equator. The area of the Earth which lies between both of these lines is called the tropics. Okay, so if you take a look at the equator, that's the central line. Take a look on the map, and then 23.5 degrees north is Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degrees south is the Tropic of Capricorn. You need to know both of those lines, and they are both at 23.5 degrees, which really helps. They're both called Tropic of because they're both in the tropics. The top one is Cancer, the bottom one is Capricorn. Okay, other important lines of latitude. The Arctic Circle lies at 66.5 degrees north, while the Antarctic Circle lies at 66.5 degrees south. The areas in blue and orange are those which have 4 distinct seasons. Okay, guys, so we've got the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, which are both on 23.5 degrees. One is north and one is south. And then we have the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle. They're at 66.5 degrees each. One's in the north and one's in the south. You have to learn those as well. Now let's look at the lines of longitude. Remember, long, if you think of a long person, You measure them from head to toe, which means from top to bottom. That's how we remember the word longitude. These are the lines which run north and south and are known as the lines of longitude or meridians of longitude. That's another name for the word of longitude. These lines are measured in the same way as the lines of latitude. Lines of longitude are not equal distances from each other. The prime meridian or Greenwich meridian line is the line of longitude at 0 degrees. It passes right through Greenwich in London. That's why it's called the Greenwich meridian. Remember, it's the only line at 0 degrees.